we have an opportunity to know and remember that no matter how dark it looks outside, there is a light inside of us that is so strong, that is so bright, that cannot be extinguished.
I find the truth, I find me in you, a truth beyond what you may see now. But when we are one, we bring more good about. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah, there is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace.
Yes, you are welcome here. You are welcome to this place. And as I welcome you, I am encouraging you to welcome yourself to exactly where you are, how you are. It is a day where people celebrate the light, the Christ consciousness. It is a day that has many symbolisms for different people. But before I go ahead of myself, I want to welcome you to this day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good day to you wherever you are at this very moment. Welcome to another episode of Being You, the journey back to yourself. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for taking the time to tune in, to listen, and to give yourself permission, because that is important. I am your host. I am Ade. I am your beingness artist. I am your transformational agent, transformational artist. Together we are creating a new reality. We're creating and recreating. We are redesigning and reaffirming the truth of who we are, because we have the power to do that. That's what being you is about. Being you is a process of creation. And as you create yourself and recreate yourself, you find that you are going back. You are returning to love. You're returning yourself to the manufacturer's setting. You know, like on the phones and the device, when sometimes a computer is not acting right and you get to reset it to the manufacturer's setting. Well, that's what the journey, that's what being you is about. Returning you back to the manufacturer's setting so that all the spywares and the malwares and the virus and all the stuff that is the little, all the stuff that drops on computers, that's not supposed to be there, where advertisers can know where you are clicking. And when we make that a metaphor for how we live, when you get to see and acknowledge and identify other people's thoughts that you've made into a belief, when you're resetting yourself back to the manufacturer's setting, you can start to remove other people's belief. Their idea of what they think your life should be like, or what you should be doing, who you should be in a relationship with. They go as far as to telling you who you should be in bed with, how you should raise your children, what you should eat. Yes, there are lots of information and thoughts and ideas out there in the world, but ultimately it is up to you to decide on what works for you. I don't care what the information is, what the knowledge is, what the wisdom is, even if something is channeled from an ancestor, from an angel, from your guide. It's still up to you, how you digest the information that you're getting. And from that place, when you recognize that it is really up to you, you are the first cause of your effect. You are the first cause of your effect. Even if the people giving you the information call themselves a professional, it is still up to you. Knowing that it is up to you, on this day where a lot of people are celebrating with family and friends, new friends, old friends, maybe co-workers, maybe some people are working, a day that's been specifically called Christmas Day for some people, for those who celebrate it. and it has different meanings for everybody. And whether you celebrate it or not, I want you to kind of just be open to a different possibility that this day represents a day, a moment to recognize the Christ in you, the light in you, the Christ consciousness, the Christ nature. If we want to look at the Christian religion when they say Jesus Christ, Christ was not Jesus's last name. Christ is like the Buddha, the one who has realized the light. And the realization of the light is an ongoing journey. So you have realized the light as much as possible right now. And every day, every moment, you get to realize some more, recognize that you're so much more. That's what this path is about. That's what life is about. And as you recognize the light, you evolve. And as you evolve, you're energetically, vibrationally adding to the rest of the world. So you're part of the reason why the world is evolving. As we evolve, as you evolve, the world evolves. As the world evolves, so do you. When someone throws an idea out there into the world, whether you agree with it or not, but it gets you thinking. And the more you chew on it and trying to understand it, whatever the idea is, it causes you to be more of who you are. It causes you to go deeper. So today's topic, today's theme, I'm playing around with a lot of, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to call it, but by the time you listen, you will know what it is. But it came up as all I want for Christmas is me. And I might call it that because when I was thinking of the podcast, that's what I got, playing off the song, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Because when you really sit with the idea of all I want for Christmas is me, yourself. So whether you got a gift or not, whether you celebrate it or not, maybe you don't celebrate Christmas, but you've seen people receiving gift and with their family. But if you give yourself the gift of you, you get to see your own light, your own Christ consciousness. This is the last episode for 2019. And we're getting ready for a new year, a new decade, 2020. And there's so much is bubbling up in my consciousness, just looking at the journey. I know for me, been back in the UK for just a little over a year now. And yeah, it's definitely been a journey. It's been a journey. So from healing from the trauma, from being literally forced back to the UK and having to make new friends and having to find my space, having to create a new and expanded foundation for my business and even find my place, as well as I've been on journeys that I didn't know I was going to take. The path I didn't know I was going to take. The path of really understanding myself in a new way, in a deeper way. Looking at my relationship with the United Kingdom that I guess you could say I took it for granted. I just thought, oh yeah, I was born here. That's it. Now, in a way, it's almost like I have been forced to really align with it, to embrace it, to connect with it, to connect with my birthplace. It matters. My parents are Nigerian. I was born in this country. Where you're born is very significant. Whatever the circumstance, the fact that that's where you made your entrance, it's significant. Because every country, every place has a vibrational signature. So wherever you're born, the vibrational signature of that location, of that country, of that town, of that city is part of who you are. And when we deny that, we deny a part of ourselves. Wherever you're born, there's a vibrational signature. There's an energy that is a part of who you are. And even though I knew it, I'm getting to experience it on a deeper level, the importance of really aligning with my birthplace. Now, I can resist it. I have that choice. But I understand that resisting it doesn't help me in the vision that I have for myself. My vision is to live from a place of wholeness. So I share that for you to kind of think about yourself as you make the journey back to yourself. I am recording this on a Wednesday, December 25th, 2019. And I will publish it on the same day. That's the plan. However, whenever you listen to this, it still applies. Because during the winter season, in the northern hemispheres, we have an opportunity to remember the light that is within us. We have an opportunity to know and remember that no matter how dark it looks outside, there is a light inside of us that is so strong, that is so bright, that cannot be extinguished. So when you are your own gift, you're literally giving yourself the gift of life. Think about it this way. Is there anybody else like you? Do you know that you are an extension of divine intelligence? Infinite intelligence. You're an expression of the power and the presence that creates life. The power and presence that breathes you. The power and presence that replenishes and renews your cells. The power and presence that grows the hairs on your head. The power and presence that is responsible for digestion. And you are an extension of that. You're an aspect of that. You're not separated from it. It is you. You is it. That's right. You is it. God and I are one. You and God are one. God is not a being out there somewhere that's taking notes about your life. Now, if that's what you believe and it's working for you, keep thinking what you believe. Keep thinking that thought. Because we all have different understanding of this power, this presence, this God, whatever name you call it. We don't have to fight one another for what name we call it. And we certainly don't need to be fighting one another for what we think it wants. Because if you have to fight somebody because of what you believe and because they don't believe what you believe, then you are not in alignment. You don't even understand what you believe. You don't understand the power of love. All the religions, spiritual wisdom, tell us about this unconditional love, this presence, this power. When you decide that all you want for Christmas is you're giving yourself the gift of love because you are an extension of it. This thing called love gets to experience life through and as you. And the beautiful thing about the power, the presence, the connection is because of the power and the presence and the connection that you have with the one, the source of all things. In this moment is your point of power. If you don't like what is going on, you can change it. You can change your thoughts. You can change how you feel about it. You can change the interpretation you're giving it. So when you reflect back on 2019, you're gonna remember things that really brought you joy, and you're gonna remember things that brought you sadness. And sadness is not an indicator of a lack of understanding. Sadness is part of life. There's an ebb and flow to life. There's a negative aspect and there's a positive aspect. It's all part of life. There's struggle and then there's liberation. There's pain and there's pleasure. Spiritual growth and transformation is not about trying to avoid that, or particularly we try to avoid what we think will cause us pain. In fact, it's just being able to welcome life and be able to cultivate a consciousness that is rooted in a power that is beyond what is happening in the external world. So as you reflect, I trust, I pray, I affirm that you can look back, no matter what 2019 was like for you, that you can find one or two or three things that you are grateful for. That you can remember one or two things that caused you to grow. And maybe you remember a time where you were able to have an impact on somebody else's life. And I pray, declare, and affirm that you can move your attention more towards what brought you joy and away from what caused you pain. So in this day, as this day unfolds, whether you're listening to it on Christmas or not, remind yourself that you are the light. And nothing can take away that light. Not your credit history, not your bankruptcy, not your divorce, not the mistakes you've made. Nothing can deny the light that you are. And sometimes you're going to feel it and sometimes you're not. So take this moment to feel that light and take a deep breath. When you find yourself asking, what does the light feel like? It feels like peace. It feels like contentment. It feels like gratitude. It feels like joy. It feels like creativity. It feels like hope. It feels like trust. It feels like self-acceptance. It feels like kindness. It feels like beauty. That's the light. Take a moment to breathe in the light and feel yourself get lighter and lighter and lighter. And the lighter you get, the more enlightened you become. And the more enlightened you become, the more you open yourself. The more enlightened you become, the more you open yourself to embracing more of life. More of the light of God that lives in and through you. And this light, this Christ nature, this Christ consciousness is your strength. It is your peace. It is the love that you desire. And it is very real. So moving forward, preparing for 2020, hold a vision. Hold the vision for your life, that the light may reflect itself through and as you in ways that take your breath away. In ways that take your breath away, where you can say, this is my life. Oh my God, I caught the vision. I had the thought that I would change my life in 2020. And now I am actually living that thought. It's not a far-fetched idea. It's happening now. Because every time, every moment, I can come back to the center and remember the vision for my life. And every day I know that I must let go of something about me so I can align and be one with the vision for my life. There are many ways to do it. But whatever it takes for you to do it, do it. Do it. It's now or never. It's now or never. It's now or never. And now is now. Whenever your now is, it's your now. So I just wanted to share this. I knew it was going to be a short one. You might say, thank God. And I say, thank God. And I want to just share with you that I have an online class coming up in January 23rd. Is a 10-week course called Vision with Action. And this course is where a group of us, about 12, no more than 14, at least 12, but no more than 14, we're going to come together and commit to the goals, to the dreams, to the vision that we have for the new year. And starting a new decade off with inspired action. Moving beyond just wishing for 2020 to be a great year, but actually becoming a co-creator, a conscious participant of what we want to see happen in 2020, 2021, 2022, and beyond. So if you feel like, yes, I know I set New Year's resolution, and by February, March, I forget what I even set forth, and I know I'm not just the only one. That's just the way it is, but I wish sometimes I can commit to it. I wish I had more confidence to move towards what I really want to see expressed. Maybe you find yourself, comparing yourself, judging your spiritual journey, or you have an idea that you want to bring forth, but you don't know how. It could be a book, it could be a play, it could be starting your own business. It could be starting a new relationship. But somehow you just find yourself repeating the same thing over and over. This online course is for you. Vision with Action. Hold the vision. Take the action. When you add action to vision, you are going to birth the reality that wants to birth itself through and as you. Because the fact that you caught the vision means you're already pregnant with the vision. Your action is your process of birthing the vision. And because we are creatures of habit, it's important to have someone hold us accountable. So in this course, you're going to download your vision, catch your vision, refine your vision. Whatever your vision is, whatever your goal is, whatever your desire is, all the same thing. You're going to catch it, you're going to download it, and if you already have it, you're going to refine it, and you're going to have a group that's going to hold you accountable. By the end of the course, which is 10 weeks, you have something tangible that you could continue to move forward on. And the thing is, because you're applying yourself on a weekly basis, there's going to be group coaching, and you're focusing on it. There are going to be assignments to keep you focusing on it. By the time, way before we get to the end of the course, you will know exactly how you want it to come about. And doors will open, because doors open based on your consciousness. You start to see opportunities where you didn't see opportunities. You find that you have what it takes to do something that you didn't think you were able to do. You didn't think you could do it. You're worried about finding the right person, and one day you sit in front of the computer and it just comes to you. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I live. Check it out. Vision with Action. Go to my website, lifecoachade.com, lifecoachade.com. Go to online classes. You can pay upfront, or if you can't pay upfront, there's 2 forms of payment. Installment. You want to pay twice, break it into 2. Or if you want to do 3 installments, it's there. So it's all in your hands. Listen to your internal guidance and let your internal guidance, let spirit be your guide. Say yes to life. And if you feel like, I definitely want to take this class, but I need a different kind of arrangement, call me. Well, actually email me on my website, lifecoachade.com. Go to the contact page. Thank you for riding with me. This podcast has started when? I think it was in August. And it's another aspect of what I do. Some of you have been riding with me for years and years and years, for over 20 years. Some of you are coaching clients. Some of you listen to me on the radio show, follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter. However we met, whether you are a virtual friend or a real friend, maybe you were a virtual friend that's now like a family member. Maybe you think about me every day or not, or maybe I think about you every day or not. I just want you to know that I love you and I thank you for being part of my journey. And I pray, declare that this new year for you will activate the best in you. I declare that life will continue to inspire the very best. It will inspire an aspect of you that you didn't know existed. It will inspire you to be more creative, more imaginative, more at peace, more playful, and inviting more pleasure into your life. We can do this together. We need each other because we are each other. We are not separated. We're connected. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Being You. And this is episode 21. Interesting. That adds up to 3. Ooh, I like that. Google it. Google the vibrational energy of number 3. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and rate it and leave your feedback. If you have any questions about anything, about my services, my products, let me know. lifecoachade.com. I wish you the very best. We're going to release the show once again, as we always do, with my brother, my friend, John Stringer. The song, You Are Welcome Here. John Stringer. To find out more about John Stringer, go to his website, johnstringerinc.com. johnstringerinc.com. And if the music speaks to you, I invite you to drop a donation. Not just for John, but just for everyone that spiritually nourishes you. I have a donation button on my website. If you feel like you've been nourished, if you feel like this podcast or my work has caused you to grow, donate some money. When you invest in people that nourishes your soul, you're literally investing in yourself. So whether it's a book, whether it's a teacher, whether it's somebody, a YouTuber, you can always give a donation because that's you being grateful with your action. I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. And I thank God for you. So I will see you next year, January, I think that's 8th. The second Wednesday in January. Until then, Merry Christmas. Happy Holy Days. Happy New Year. And I look forward to creating a joyful life with you in 2020. Keep shining your light. Peace and blessings.
No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah, there is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine. We're so much more when we unite. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. I see with new eyes, allow and unfold, embrace and let go, trust the flow. There's a freedom in love when you follow your heart. Together we are stronger than we could ever be apart. No matter who or what you call yourself or where you come from, yeah, there is a place in this world with open arms right now. Welcome to love, welcome to peace, welcome to our community. Be who you are, let your light shine.